Hare Krishna. Mataji, I hope the voice is clear. I've put it in a correct way, so let's see.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, you're clear. Once again, happy birthday. Hope you had a nice day.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Yamuna Tiravanaachari Yamuna Tiravanaachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravanaachari Yamuna Tiravanaachari Yamuna Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Jayam Vishwapadvanam Sapariprajagacharya Stotara Shri Srimad Abhay Charanarvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. BBT founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jayam Vishwapadvanam Sapariprajagacharya Stotara Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि श्री गौर भक्तवृंद की जय.
Yeah, it's not Hare Krishna Prabhu, it's not transmitted on Facebook.
श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जय. गंगा मैया यमुना माई की जय. भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय. नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय. पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण. ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण. ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण. ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री गुरु एंड श्री गौरंग. ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्रीला प्रभुपाद. Not even now, Mataji?
No.
On Facebook?
No, let me refresh.
Is it there or is not there?
No, not yet.
No.
Not yet. Are you connecting to ISKCON of Phoenix? Just make sure it's ISKCON of Phoenix.
Let me check. Default sound.
Okay.
Okay, can you check now?
Let me check.
No.
No.
Can you check now?
Let me check yours.
Is it good? वो फेसबुक पे आवाज नहीं आ रहा है बोल रहे, आप देख सकते हो क्या?
No, you are not connected. The sound is good, but you are not connected to the page.
We can't hear you, Mataji, because the audio is in. Is it yes or is it no?
No.
आ रहा है?
Audio good, but one sec. Let me one sec.
Okay, you're checking, Mataji. Okay. Damodar Prabhu is checking. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. No, she's saying something on Facebook, but Damodar Prabhu is checking. Hare Krishna. Damodar Prabhu आ रहे क्या? गया ही नहीं. Oh, it's not. गया ही. Oh, you're not on Facebook. Okay. But it says live.
I'll check again.
Live तो कर रहे हैं. है ना, live है ना इधर. But it says it's live. View stream on Facebook. Live तो दिख रहा है. Who? No, I can see Mataji here on the Facebook. Okay, let me just stop the live. I'm there?
I will connect.
Okay.
Just 1 second.
Oh, you. Okay. Chammohini Mataji, Premdati Mataji said that I'm there, so. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 6, Chapter 16, verses 28 and 29. Tatha sa saptaratrante vidyaya dharyamanaya vidyadharadhipatyam cha lebe pratihatam nripa. Translation: O King Parikshit, after only 1 week of repeatedly practicing the mantra received from the spiritual master, Chitraketu achieved the rule of the planet of the Vidyadharas as an intermediate product of his spiritual advancement in knowledge. Purport: if a devotee, after being initiated, adheres rigidly to the instructions of the spiritual master, he is naturally endowed with the material opulences of Vidyadhara Adhipatyam and similar posts as byproducts. A devotee need not practice yoga, karma, or jnana to achieve a successful result. Devotional service alone is competent to award a devotee all material power. A pure devotee, however, is never attached to material power, although he gets it very easily without personal endeavor. Chitraketu received this side benefit of his devotional service, which he rigidly performed in accordance with the instructions of Narada. Text 29. Tatha kati paya hobir vidya yedha manogati jagama deva devasya sheshasya charanantikam. Translation. Thereafter, within very few days, by the influence of the mantra that Chitraketu had practiced, his mind became increasingly enlightened in spiritual progress, and he attained shelter at the lotus feet of Anantadev. Purport. A devotee's ultimate achievement is to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord in any one of the planets in the spiritual sky. As a result of rigid execution of devotional service, a devotee receives all material opulences if these are required. Otherwise, the devotee is not interested in material opulences, nor does the Supreme Lord award them. When a devotee is actually engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, his apparently material opulences are not material, they are spiritual. For example, if a devotee spends money to construct a beautiful and costly temple, the construction is not material but spiritual. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagya Muchyate. A devotee's mind is never diverted to the material side of the temple. The bricks, stone, and wood used in the construction of the temple are spiritual, just as the deity, although made of stone, is not stone but the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. The more one advances in spiritual consciousness, the more he can understand the elements of devotional service. Nothing in devotional service is material. Everything is spiritual. Consequently, a devotee is awarded so-called material opulence for spiritual advancement. This opulence is aid to help the devotee advance toward the spiritual kingdom. Thus, Maharaj Chitraketu remained in the material opulence as a Vidyadharapati, master of the Vidyadharas. And by executing devotional service, he became perfect within a very few days and returned home back to Godhead, taking shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Shesha Ananta. A karmi's material opulence and a devotee's material opulence are not on the same level. Srila Madhvacharya comments on this way. Anyantaraminam Vishnu upasyanya samipaga bhavet yogyataya tasya padam va pravnuyam narha. By worshipping Lord Vishnu, one can get whatever he desires, but a pure devotee never asks Lord Vishnu for any material profit. Instead, he serves Lord Vishnu without material desires and is therefore ultimately transferred to the spiritual kingdom. In this regard, Srila Viraraghava Acharya comments, Yatheshta Gatir iti artha. By worshipping Vishnu, a devotee can get whatever he likes. Maharaj Chitraketu wanted only to return home back to Godhead, and therefore he achieved success in this way. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktorinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangulam Gatikim Vitke Padam Mande Shri Guru Dina Tarana Vanchakalapature Kripa Sindhu Bhayo Chapatita Nama Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. So in today's purport, Prabhupada is mentioning that for a devotee, nothing is material. Yes, nothing is material. The consciousness, yes, when the problem of the living entity is not with the externals, it is with the consciousness. Yes, that's why for a pure devotee, when he comes to the material world, like for them, it's not the material world. It's Krishna's energy. There is no difference. There is no difference for them between Vaikuntha and coming over here. Ashlishava padaratam pinashtamam adarshanam marmahatam karotuva yatha tatava vidadhatu lampato mat prananathastu sevanapara. Mahaprabhu in his last verse of Shikshashtakam mentions that in whatever condition the Lord may keep me, tathenu kampasu sumikshamano. In whatever condition, yes, whether opulent or not opulent, whether miser, whether frugal, whichever situation a devotee is kept in, yes, I am your unconditional servant. Unconditional. Yes, that's a very heavy word, unconditional. Yesterday, we are approaching Prabhupada's Vyas Puja and Janmashtami. So it's every year when I think that, it's Janmashtami just shadows, Prabhupada's appearance day, because it's like on Janmashtami you come for Mangalarti, you do so many things. And then for Prabhupada Vyas Puja, it's like everybody's so tired, but everybody's still going on, because for being grateful for Prabhupada, what he has done for all of us. So his purports are so beautiful when Prabhupada mentions that nothing is material. Yesterday when I was having my turn for the morning Bhagavatam for 15 minutes, and I read a quote yesterday itself, and it was so beautiful. Prabhupada just mentions that whether you're a thief, a murderer, yes, he mentioning a murderer, not even a normal person who eats meat, a murderer, whoever you may be, yes, whoever you may be, if you have the desire for Krishna, then you will get that. Yes, this is what Chitraketu Maharaj is mentioning, Prabhupada is mentioning over here. Chitraketu Maharaj's life is being mentioned, that the desire to go back home, back to Godhead, the desire to serve the Lord, the desire to serve the spiritual master, we get the opportunity. Yes, we get the opportunity. That's why it is said that by the mercy of the Lord, you get the Guru. Yes, and by mercy of the Guru, you'll get Krishna. So, because Prabhupada's Vyas Puja is coming, and he has mentioned in his purport that building a temple for the Lord is not material. Doing anything for the Lord, doing anything for the spiritual master is not material. But we have to be careful. Yes, the line might say that whatever a devotee does is spiritual, but it's like the direct devotional services done by the devotees in the temple, deity worship, yes, all the 5 ones, association of devotees, reading Srimad Bhagvatam, chanting the holy names, and living in the dham. All of them are spiritual. Even if nobody wants the benefit of being spiritual, if they do any of these 5 things, they automatically get spiritual benefit. Yes, it is direct devotional service. But as soon as we get outside of the temple, as soon as we step outside of the temple, it's on us how we connect it to the Lord. Shama Mohini Mataji mentioned in her Sunday feast class that if we really connect, if we really are in that consciousness of Vrindavana, yes, we are in Vrindavan, correct? We are in Vrindavan. We are in Kolkata for Prabhupada's appearance day. We are at that moment when Prabhupada took birth under the jackfruit tree. Yes. If we really have that consciousness, if we have heard Pibata Bhagavatam, yes, Pibata Bhagavatam. What does it mean? You taste Bhagavatam, not through your eyes, not through your tongue, through your ears, oral reception. When that Amrita, Kathamritam enters our hearts, and then we have the proper vision to see Krishna is appearing on Janmashtami, Prabhupada is appearing on Nandotsava, then we are there. We are transferred to the material world. This is very important. That is why Mataji was mentioning so on Sunday, all these points, that yes, we are in Vaikuntha, we are in Vrindavana. It depends on our consciousness. That is why for a pure devotee, coming to the material world is not different than being in the spiritual world. It's literally no difference. There is no difference at all. So when Prabhupada is mentioning, when you donate, when you do charity, when you help the devotees, when you help Prabhupada in his mission to serve his Guru Maharaj, yes, when you assist the spiritual master, then the Lord is pleased. Servant of the servant of the servant. I was in Mayapur like long time back, and the first time when I had gone to Mayapur, it was mentioned that the TOVP is getting built, and the TOVP only comes in one day, once in a day of Brahma. Yes, once in a day of Brahma, when Mahaprabhu appears, the golden age starts, and once in a lifetime of Brahma, once in a day of Brahma, yes, the TOVP is built. Yeah. And I was feeling so fortunate to see it getting built, like later on was after 2,000 years after, when people will go to the TOVP. Now it's built, they'll be like, how it must have felt for the devotees who had served, who had donated, who had tried their best to help and assist Srila Prabhupada's dream come true. Yes, this is Prabhupada's dream. And I wasn't earning so much. But it's like Prabhupada mentions, right? It's like the desire is there. So whatever I was telling my mother that time, and my mom is like, no, you shouldn't give so much. We don't have money. And I'm like, no, it's fine. We'll do something else. But yes, we should give, And I remember I took out 2,500 rupees. That's nothing for me right now, right? You're in the US, you're earning in dollars. But at that time, it was in rupees. And I was like, no, this is Prabhupada's dream. Yes. If I assist even a little, yes, Prabhupada mentions over here, it's not spiritual. Yes, building the temple is not spiritual. It's not material, sorry. It is spiritual. Yes, and you build me a temple over here, and then a temple for us is built in Vaikuntha Lokas, right? This is what Prabhupada mentions. And I was like, yes, this is not his project. It is our project. Yes, ISKCON of Phoenix is not, so it's not ISKCON's temple, it's our temple. Yes, it's our deities. It's our temple hall, it's our devotees, our community. It's not like my relatives and then the devotees. That is a big misunderstanding. Yes, and because in my family, I've seen that the blood relatives are so important. You can whatever the blood relatives might do, it's okay. Whatever they might do, yes, it's okay, because it's like eventually, we are blood relatives. And I was shocked that, because this consciousness is not going to bring us closer to the Lord. Because in Goloka, not the blood relatives are not going to be there. A spiritual family is going to be there. It's not only our kids and my husband. That's a very Christian kind of way of thinking, that what will happen after that? Yes, I will be there. My family will be there. And then we will be there forever, together happy. This is not reality. We have been in this material world for lifetimes. We have had, like Chitraketu Maharaj is saying, we've had so many mother and fathers. But in the spiritual world, we are all one whole spiritual family. Bhaktivedanta Maharaj was mentioning that there is an ISKCON in Braj. Yes. Why is there an ISKCON in Braj? Because the consciousness which Prabhupada is giving, and with that consciousness, when we perfect our lives, we all are going to be there. Whatever we might. There was a meme which I was watching, and then in that, a person goes into Braj, Vrindavana Dham, Goloka Vrindavana, and he's like, oh, you are here? And they were also like, oh, you are here. Like we never thought that you will reach, and we all are going to go some or the other day. Yes, it's just time now. It might be, it's not time immemorial anymore for all of us. It's very near. Yes, it's very near. The mercy which Prabhupada has given, we just cannot, we are forever indebted. When somebody asks Prabhupada that, what can we do for you? You've given us so much. He's like, you can never fulfill this debt. You can never fulfill this debt. And what does that mean? Yes, becoming the servant of the servant of the servant. Yes, who is the greatest servant? Srimati Radharani. Who is their servant? Guru Maharaj. And who is their servant? Us. Correct? That's why it is said, servant of the servant of the servant. Yes, sometimes devotees have this emotional feeling during Diksha, right? I will serve in the mood of the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant, and then they go on, But what does it really mean? Yes, assisting assisting each other in the service of our superiors. Because in Vraja, the most important thing is assisting your superior, not Radha and Krishna. This is very important. We don't serve Radha and Krishna directly. That is not Brajadham. That might be Vaikunta. That might be Vaikunta Vrindavana, but that is not Braja. We are serving always Jivere Swarupe Krishnere Nityadas. Correct? We don't serve Radha Krishna directly. Yes, even if they come and talk to us, we are like, okay, my Guru Maharaj is waiting for me. I have my service to go and tend to. That's why Prabhupada was so hidebound to have Guru Ashtakam for Mangalarti. Imagine having Guru Ashtakam for the first Mangala, for the first Arti of the day. We start with the Guru. We don't start with Krishna. Yes? Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhava Bhagavan Ki. Yes, we start with the Guru. And Prabhupada made sure that his deities are everywhere. He made sure that Guru Puja is being done every day. It's very rare. It's very unique for our Sampradaya. For any Sampradaya, this is very unique, which Prabhupada has done. He made sure that our focus is on Prabhupada. Our focus is on our Gurus and then Krishna. Yes, for us, Amrendra Prabhu was mentioning, Guru Tattva is greater than Krishna Tattva. Yes. Why? Because we have more inclination towards Srimati Radharani. We are Gaudiyas. We are not there's Karshnavas, there is Vaishnavas, there is Karshnavas, then there are Gaudiyas. Vaishnavas, Vishnu Bhaktas. Karshnav, only Krishna Bhaktas. Yes. And Gaudiyas mean Srimati Radharani worshippers. Correct. So every time Janmashtami comes, then Vyas Puja, and then we have Radhashtami, right? So it's like Janmashtami takes up all the Krishna because he needs he's the center of attention, right? So he takes all of the center of attention. Then everybody else is like in line, and then Srimati Radharani appears. But Radhashtami is much more important, It's much more important for us. We are Gaudiyas. And for the most important day for all of us is Prabhupada's Vyas Puja. Yes, Prabhupada's Vyas Puja. I was reading his diary yesterday, Jaladuta diary, and he's written so many small things, like it's 25 rupees given for this person, 25 rupees given for that, this person is giving me this. And that is what he's mentioning. For a devotee, nothing is material. Yes, it depends on the consciousness. Prabhupada is mentioning about his, Jayadvaita Maharaj was mentioning this, that Prabhupada, in one of his morning walks, Prabhupada is talking about, who is that guy from Venice? A famous Marco Polo? Somebody from Venice, a historian. Mataji, we can't hear you. So, somebody from Venice, merchant of Venice, something like that. And Jayadvaita Maharaj was like, what happened? Yes, yeah. So what happened over there? And then, no, Prabhupada mentioned him. How did he connect to it, Krishna? No, he just mentioned the whole story because he had learned it in his school. He just mentioned it. And Jayadvaita Maharaj was like, this is a prerogative of a pure devotee. He can speak anything. And it is still connected to the Lord. Mahavishnu Maharaj, not the one which he had come to our temple and I had assisted him, taking him to Vegas. He was talking about how politics works, how this is working, how that is working. For some people who are very new, they might think that a pure devotee is talking about material things. Even we talk about politics, they might be thinking, why aren't they worshipping us, But no. When I was hearing this, I could see his connection. I could see his connection to everything. He was talking about, people are not using land for farming, they are using land for killing animals. And I could see it's not just a political statement. He's taking it from Bhagavatam. Yes, Prabhupada mentioned somewhere that this president did this, and this is this, and that's why this happens. But his connection, how is he connecting it to the Lord? Each and every moment. is connection with the Lord. Yes, Prabhupada mentions once that there was not a moment that I forgot Krishna. There was not a moment. Even in his childhood, when he demanded from his father, Abhay, what's his father? Mohan Dev. Yes, yes. He's demanding from his father that I need another pistol. I need another gun. He's crying on the street. Prerogative of a pure devotee. We cannot understand what a pure devotee does. We cannot understand what goes over here or here in a pure devotee's heart and how it is connected to Krishna, because we are conditioned. Yes, we are conditioned so much that we think the spiritual is also material. That is why we are here. Our connection with our material, we think that something is apart from Krishna, that something is not connected to Krishna. That is why we are here. But the devotee, pure devotee, does not think that. He knows that everything is Krishna's. Yes, everything is belonging to the Lord. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. There is no doubt. Nothing is mine. Prabhupada boarding Jaladuta, he had nothing. When he got everything, he didn't dress up as a king. Yes. He didn't dress up as like having gold chains and everything, even though people were giving him that. A sannyasi. He's like, what do I need it for? I have the Lord, I have everything. Or Radhana Maharaj, somebody was mentioning to Maharaj that, Maharaj, we don't see you with deities. Yes, you don't take deities around, because many sannyasis have deities and they do their puja every day. And Maharaj picked out his bead bag and he pulled his beads out and he's like, this is my deity. He has nothing. He just goes with his bead bag, nothing else. We cannot understand what a pure devotee does. Some sannyasis have their dandas with them, some don't. And we can say, oh, so you look at this one. Because it's our fault-finding tendency, ocean of faults, our fault-finding tendency. Yes, that hinders our vision of a pure devotee. So it's Prabhupada's Vyas Puja, so we should be really, really grateful for what Prabhupada has given us. Yes, pray so nicely. I was telling that we should pray on Janmashtami. Thank you so much for giving Nandotsav. Thank you so much for Prabhupada. Thank you so much for Prabhupada. What we would have done. Yes, agar Prabhupada na hoy to Kabe ki hoy to. Yes, Prabhupada na hoy to Kabe ki hoy to. I wouldn't have met my best friend. Yes, I wouldn't have met anybody over here. Yes, we wouldn't have come to this part of town, and we wouldn't be sitting over here. Yes, or any happiness which we have today in our lives is because only because of Prabhupada. And the pathway to the doors, yes, to enter the gates of Vraja Vrindavana, not just Vrindavan. It's Braja Vrindavan, not Goloka Vrindavan only. It's Braja Vrindavan, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving specially, are opened for us only and only because of Prabhupada. Only and only because of Prabhupada. We can enter Vaikuntha anytime. Yes, it's very hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but very hard. But even rare than that, Prabhupada coming and opening it for all of us. Mlechas, Yavanas. They mention Mlechas and Yavanas and Mayavadis, right? And Maharaj is saying, you are more Western than the Western. In Chaupati he was mentioned, you are more Western than the Western. This is for you. You are the Mayavadis, which Prabhupada is preaching to. And I was like, oh yes, we are the Mayavadis. So we should be really grateful and pray that we can understand even one drop of the ocean of mercy, yes, which Prabhupada has given us. When we are 69 and when we travel in a cargo ship, then we'll know what Prabhupada has done for us. Yes. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagvatam ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Any questions, comments? Mataji, you have something? You're on mute. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Jai.
I think you couldn't hear me.
Jai. Okay. Hare Krishna. We'll end the meeting now.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can you hear?